welcome back to
the Zak
and Buzz
review of Gladiators, the grand final 2025.
Yeah, this is amazing. Woohoo.
Yes,
Brilliant, fantastic.
I know. Okay, guys,
The crowd's
straight
gone
away,
wild.
straight away, we have to say we are fashionably late with this one,
As always,
because we have both been working
Yep.
away, and
Yep,
it has been a struggle not to watch it because we wanted to watch it together and to avoid everything on social media.
Wow.
So we are fashionably late, or are we late, or do we arrive exactly when we mean to? I think we do.
I mean, to be fair, we're going to get another season of The Rings of Power at some point, so that's going to be fun to review.
There you go. So all tenuous link there.
Yeah.
Also, since this is our grand final review of Gladiators,
Until next year.
Until next year, we've got a special guest with us.
Have we?
We have. Put your hands together for Wolf. Yes, I found my original Wolf figure with Beautiful Stick.
We'll go Wolf!
So Wolf's going to sit over there and enjoy the rest of this. So anyway, let's get into the final.
So,
Woohoo!
okay.
Wow.
Straight off the door, some controversy. Da, 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 da,
Da, da,
da.
da, da.
Well, obviously,
We kind-
Xavier
we kind of
got
knew.
an injury in her last episode. She did win,
Yep.
however, she did sustain
She battled through,
an injury and was obviously...
and we kind of expected it to
Yeah.
go the way it did.
Yeah.
So we weren't
Which
kidding
was so
ourselves.
unfortunate for
We weren't
Xavier.
kidding ourselves. Yes, Anila took over.
Yes, as the fastest runner-up, yet
Yes.
again.
So who did we have?
Odd little thing with that is obviously she had never won a single
No, she's
time
she's gone through
to the final,
being the fastest
just
runner-up.
being the fastest runner-up. It can be done.
Yep.
There we go.
But this was always going to be a hard one to call.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, okay, in our last episode, I did say that I felt that Amanda would be the one.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
we'll get to that. But the gents.
Gents.
So anyway, who have we got on the scoreboard? Come on.
Joe, Gymnastics
Gymnastic
Joe,
Joe.
woohoo! The guy
Go,
who commented
Joe.
on our video. Thank you
We-
very much, Joe.
we love
You
it,
are
Joe.
a legend.
You are.
Well, actually, legend's a legend, but you're Joe,
Yes.
and that's great.
Exactly. And then we have
Mus,
And Mus.
holder of the fastest.
And I said
Eliminator
that.
record.
I said that back in our reviews. I got busted for saying that he was really fast and should be one to look at. And some people out there said, "Oh, you know, he's not as fast as other
Well,
people."
that was the thing. I personally had a bit of apprehension towards Mus because he's quite thin, which could mean
Yes, yes,
he
I
doesn't
know.
have the pushing power. He doesn't have
But
the wallop to
Okay.
get through the more physical events.
Okay, but
However,
we didn't know what events we were gonna
however,
get.
in the previous episode, he really did shine.
He did.
He
loved-
proved himself.
in Powerball.
Prove me wrong.
He did a lovely sort of like round the thing. It was great.
Perfect, yeah.
Brilliant
Amazing,
tactics.
absolutely amazing.
So anyway, so we got Anila, we got Amanda, we got Gymnastics Joe, and we've got Mus.
And that's the lineup.
And that was the lineup for this year's grand final. Gosh, and what a final. I have to say, because I was so kind of like, I can't believe I can't watch this until we get together after filming. I went back and I watched the grand final in 1994 one. With,
Oh, wow, with Eunice.
with Eunice. We all know Eunice, don't
Oh,
we?
yes, I worked
We
with
know
Eunice this
Eunice.
year,
We've all
actually.
worked with Eunice. And,
In the movies and
In
stuff.
the movies. And, you know, and that was really exciting. And so it kind of like kept me going.
Re-energized.
But this final, I mean, you know, I was blown away.
Blown away?
So should we go for it?
I think so.
Okay, so you may have seen it, but don't worry, because you're going to get this kind of like, it's like Christmas coming twice watching us today.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So come on.
We know you love us.
First event. The Edge. Oh man, this was amazing.
So, to kickstart the grand final with our basically right up there, top of the pile of the new events of the new series of Gladiators,
absolutely brilliant.
I loved it.
Yep.
It was great. It was smashing all the way through.
You know, okay, so who do we have? We had Amanda first, didn't we?
It was Amanda against Fury.
Fury and
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
That's
There you
it. And Fury weren't pulling any punches. They literally had a mid-air wrestle.
So,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I think the
Never
Gladiators,
never seen that
very
before.
much for the final, definitely
Up their
gave
game.
it everything.
They certainly, the
All
Gladiators,
round.
just as much
All
as the
round.
contestants
Yeah.
were like going for it. Yeah, they were like a game. The Gladiators really did show that they weren't messing about.
Yep.
And this was a good first game to show that. And with, I say, with Fury just kind of mid-air wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, it just slowed her down. And it
So
was just
Amanda
brilliant.
managed to cross a grand sum of 3 times.
3 times.
Giving her 6 points.
And that was crazy fun. That was brilliant. And
Anila, more tentative.
I think we already knew that she didn't like the heights particularly, so give her a credit. But she was against Sabre, wasn't she?
And Sabre was on it.
She was not messing about. You know, again, right at the beginning of this series, I said that the Gladiators really, when they take off, they're probably not going to get the contender on the first run.
Yeah.
So ignore the contender, get to the centre.
After Series 1, I think they've really caught on to that.
Get to the centre and mark them. I mean, it's Steele who's kind of done it twice, where he has gone for that first run and shot off the edge.
We didn't see Steele this time.
No, and bizarrely enough, we didn't see Bionic. I thought Bionic would be in it.
There you go.
Yeah, but anyway, so we
saw a lot of Apollo.
So we had Sabre, and she was marking really well.
Oh yes, and basically, Anila only got 4 points.
Yeah,
2 crossings.
Well, she nearly fell off herself, didn't she?
Yeah.
She put her foot down.
Well, that was the thing. That was almost another point of controversy there with like her and Clattenburg. It was like. It's like almost like was it illegal, was it not? I don't know. But
at the beginning?
Yeah.
No, I know, but Anila herself put her foot down a hole, didn't she? And nearly fell off.
Yes.
But then Sabre really took her out with like that leaping.
Yeah. The thing is, she like flew past her, grabbed on, and it was like, oh no, is she gonna let go or something? But she held. She had her claws dug deep.
Took her down.
Yeah.
So she scored. 4.
2 crossings.
So there you go. Which left the scores at
6-4.
6-4. And then we had the men. And we had Gymnastics
Joe. Renowned for being quite the gazelle on this particular event.
Incredible balance, incredible bounciness.
This would be a good event for him. However, the Gladiators, much like before, have upped their game.
They have, and he was marked by
Legend. Perfect.
There you go. Anyway, yes, and again, he wasn't taking any.
He got. 4.
Well,
he got 4. 2 crossings.
Give it to Joe. Give it to Joe. Legend was marking him really well, and Joe, unfortunately himself, missed the bound.
Basically, he was hanging on for dear life.
And then Legend sort of going, "Yeah, you're going down. You're going down. No, go on, you're off.
Come on, bye bye."
So,
as soon as that happened, it was really the end game for him.
That was it. And then, of course, we had Mus, and he had Apollo. And Apollo again. He marked him really well.
What did you say? He was actually talking, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was talking to him. He said, "Come on, make your move. Make your move.
Can't stay all day." That was quite spectacular.
It was good. And then he got him with a shove, didn't he?
Basically, yeah. It was 2. He only got across once.
Yeah, and then
so that's already. By the end of event 1, Amanda's in front, and of course Joe is in front.
But he gave him a real shove.
But everything to play for.
Exactly.
Everything to play for. Which means it's time for
the next event. Unleash! We love this game. And I tell you, again, I can't get over it. It's probably, again, one of my favourite new games. I love watching the track load. I tell you,
track
loading.
Contender, you will go on my whistle, and then the gladiator will be unleashed.
We always do it with a Scottish accent, don't we?
Yeah, we do our best.
I know. Well, it's a hark back to the old days. It's just, you don't know who you're going to get. And it's great for the
mystery
audience.
Box. It's the mystery box.
It's great for us guys, because you do it the same. You're probably there going, I bet he's going to get Phantom. I bet she's going to get Fire, whatever.
Well.
First out the blocks was...
Okay, so we had Amanda against Fire.
Yep. But we had Anila against Electro.
Yes, we did. It's how I've written it down.
Yes, okay. But Anila, she was up first, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
And Anila did it again, bless her.
Surprisingly, yeah. Against Electro, she managed it. I was very kind of impressed with that.
Yeah, I was very impressed with her performance. And then, of course, Amanda went through and she got taken out, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fire is fast. I mean, she has got... big wingspan.
Definitely a track runner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hugger.
Hugger.
Well, she was.
Is that the new Gladiator name?
Hugger. She's wrapping her arms. Was it Bradders or
Octopus?
Can't remember which one. Who was there? But yeah.
Brad, I think.
Yeah, she's got such a reach on
Yeah.
her. Yeah, but excellent. That really did like that.
Really, really dramatic. Really kind of oomphy. It was a great race.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. All the way through this final, we were there. We had your the other half there as well. As mine was there, and everybody's clapping and on the edge of the seats. You know, it was just like really exciting.
You just don't get that anywhere else nowadays.
This is the best program on TV at the moment, and now we've got to wait another. It's been the best part of the year to get.
Come on, we might get a celebrity special near Christmas.
We might do. I'm sure the Gladiators will be popping up left, right, centre. But anyway, on to the men.
So for Unleash, we had Joe and Mus, obviously.
Yep, and Joe got
Hammer.
Hammer. Ooh. Hammer.
You're gonna miss doing that, aren't you?
I am gonna miss doing that.
Joe, obviously, he's a fast guy. Hammer is also very fast, so it was very tough.
Very rapid, as he said. He's very big and very rapid.
But that was the thing. Obviously, it was on his final moments going up the steps. Joe did fall prey to looking back.
Yes.
He did, which he shouldn't do, but he did. But he's fast.
It's kind of a weird... In a way, it's a bit of a tactic. If you look over your shoulder, that's one thing. If you turn your shoulders at the last minute, you could just... Luckily, you might whip that tag away.
That's a big gamble, though.
It's a gamble. But both of them did it. I mean, I think Mus was kind of... Well, he was way out in the front anyway. But anyway, Gymnastics Joe did what needed to be done.
Yes, against Hammer, and he got 10 points.
Exactly.
Yay!
Yay!
And Mus again, known for being the fastest guy on the Eliminator thus far.
Be the gazelle, Mus.
Against Phantom, the huge giant running machine with
horse legs. I don't know.
Was that a horse?
Kind of. Yeah.
Was that a horse?
I don't know. I'm trying my best.
Okay.
I don't normally do horse impressions.
He also got 10. So, very interesting.
Yeah, scores.
End of event 2. It was Amanda on 6, Anila on 14. Interesting. And Joe on 14 and Mus on 12.
Closer. So that leads us to the next event. The Wall. Here we go.
Classic. Good all-rounder. Most likely to see it in most episodes. The Wall.
Well, we do that. But let's face it, you do see, technically, the Wall in every single episode.
Well, yeah.
Because it's both sides of the entrance.
It's a good entrance. Okay, so for the women, it was Amanda against Athena and Anila against Diamond.
Yeah, and now Anila has got away from Diamond before.
Yes.
But not this time.
Not this time.
No, I tell you.
She was not getting away.
I don't know whether it was a combination of Anila just didn't get a good start, but Diamond was so hot to trot on it. Literally, she was, I don't know, 3 foot off the floor before she'd actually got her ankle, then her leg, and then onto the harness.
Yeah, and then she's hanging upside down, ripping her off the wall.
Let's be honest. Let's give Anila, credit on Hang Tough in the past against Sabre. She literally was taking the whole weight and hanging tough.
Yeah.
Even she said that's the name of the game. And on this one, Diamond was literally, as you say, upside down, hanging off her, and then to the point when she went, do you know, this isn't working. I'm just going to drop my legs and push her off the wall. Pull.
So, end of this game.
Yep.
For Amanda, she did manage to get to the top, so she got 10 points.
Yes. Right up the drain pipe, she got her 10 points.
She got definitely away from Athena.
And a good appraisal from Athena as well, for giving her the A game.
I mean, great contender.
Great contender. And then we had the men. Now this was great. Why? You guys have seen this. I mean, I was like, what?
We didn't really expect this.
It was like, what is going on here?
Everything would be kind of standardised for the final.
And then Legends going, no. I've
seen enough of his smug face looking down from me up there.
That's it. Time to put it to the test. It's race time. I mean, I couldn't believe it. That they did that in the final.
Yeah.
Clattenburg comes up and says, okay, fair enough. If the contenders want to do this, we'll do it. And they did! So it became a race.
To clarify the rules here, basically, if you beat the Gladiator at the top,
10
you get
points.
10 points. If you make it up there under the 20 seconds, 5 points.
5 points. And so we had Gymnastics Joe against Apollo, wasn't it?
Gymnastics Joe was against Apollo.
It was Apollo. There you go, see? And Apollo gave a good account of himself, but you could see he struggled to just get over the top because he's a big guy.
It was close, to be fair, but the upper hand was definitely to Joe.
I mean, Gymnastics Joe, he bounds up
He's
there.
fast.
And he's got a fantastic...
He's a monkey. He's a gymnast.
He's got a fantastic...
He likes all the upper body strength on the rings and all that jazz.
And he's got a fantastic technique, if I can get my teeth in, where he kind of like uses his arm strength and just pulls his legs up.
Much like what's his face? Dynamo. Who's Dynamo?
I don't know.
Nitro.
Dynamo. That's the running man.
That's the running man. Shush. That's later on in the year.
I know nothing.
So that's Nitro I was talking about.
Nitro, yes, he does.
Similar
that.
technique.
Arms. So looking forward to getting next season when we can hopefully
Nitro and Giant come back. That would be amazing.
But anyway, so obviously Gymnastics Joe got his 10 points, and
Mus.
Apollo did give a good show of himself. And
Mus, who has beaten Legend before twice.
Yep. This was it.
This was it. This was his chance.
This was the chance. This was the chance to really show up Legend.
Yeah.
And for Legend, who's usually quite... Yeah, we love Legend. Legend, you're a star, mate.
He's a player.
And... But I could do Hang Tough twice in a row.
I want to be the first person in history to do Hang Tough twice.
This time he got his chance. And boy, did he nail it.
Boom.
It was a perfect climb from
Legend. Yes.
He's shot up there.
Mus got 5 points.
Yeah, can't fault Mus.
Can't fault that, but Legend nailed it.
That straight race.
It was like, boom.
Legend had obviously been training. And he got it. He was
It was like, come on.
Come on at the top. It's time. Come on, then, mate. I mean that.
Oh, that was a great moment.
Moment. Don't forget the medal. Here, I'm going to give you. No, I'm not.
He carried it up in his shorts. Tucked up in his shorts.
I assume there could have been a cut there, but we assume it was tucked up his trouser leg. So it was tucked up his trouser leg. Anyway,
make sure you get the right one. Okay. So
what I would like to know, actually, obviously the Gladiators, bless them, they do have their fun, and so it'd be interesting to know if he actually did give him that medal off screen after the show.
Yeah,
just for a memento.
That would be quite funny.
Yeah, here you go. Have it. Anyway, so that left the scores at...
The scores after the wall for the ladies. Amanda was on 16, Anila was on 14. Very close. That's like 1 second eventually.
Yep.
Obviously, more events to go. And then for the gents, Joe was on 24 and Mus was on 17. So a slightly wider gap there.
Slightly wider gap, yes. Okay, because this is the thing. The games can make all the difference.
Yes, they do.
Exactly. Which leads us to the next event. Atmosphere's Crash Course. Yes, now that was interesting because when they were introducing it, they kept saying we're having atmospheres, and then at the right end, Crash Course. And it's like, at that point, I was thinking we're getting atmospheres.
But that's the thing. This is the second time that Crash Course has actually turned up in the show.
It was interesting. They stuck that in the final, and it was really good.
Yes,
it was really good. The tactics were brilliant. So let's have the ladies first. Who do we have?
Ladies first. So we had obviously Amanda and Anila against Cyclone and Comet.
Oh yes, now Cyclone was pretty good at pinning down Amanda.
This is the thing. It's kind of awkward because if you're the fastest to get going, you're going to be like crosshairs on you from the first Gladiator.
Well, it's kind of one of those things that we have talked about this before. I don't know how they do the start, whether they flip a coin and say whoever wins chooses which lane they have. Because you initially think the person on the inside lane is going to go down there and take the corner tight.
Yeah.
Outside lane's got to go a little bit wider. And as you say, the first one round there is getting targeted by the first Gladiator.
Yeah, so is that kind of potential advantage kind of negated there?
I actually think it works out quite equal.
Yeah.
And of course, whoever gets past the first Gladiator first is the first one to meet the second Gladiator. So I don't think it's. I think it's.
It works. It works. For the game, it works.
But and Amanda was getting shut down all the time, wasn't she?
Yeah. So in this particular instance, we know that first person to get around twice, 10 points. If the next person can get there within 10 seconds, they get 5 points. Boy, was it close.
It was close.
Boy, was it close
literally down
in this
to the
one.
second,
It
wasn't
was
it?
down to the second for Amanda.
Because Anila did a really good run. She managed to pretty much avoid the Gladiators. And yeah, I think all credit to Amanda that she actually got across the finish line.
So close.
With 1 second.
I honestly thought she was not going to do that.
Yeah, but she did it.
She did.
And that was great. And so the scores on the doors.
So, scores on the doors. Amanda obviously got 5.
Yep.
Anila 10. Scores for the ladies
Yep.
are 21 to Amanda and Anila on 24.
Right, so still reasonably close.
Still quite close.
Oh, we're all like, go. Because let's face it, there's not, in this series and this final, I don't know about you, but there was not a contender there that I wasn't cheering for. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah, you want everyone to win.
I want everybody to win for their different reasons, you know?
Yeah.
For different reasons. It was just so cool.
It's all good fun. It's all good
fun.
So for the men, again, pretty hard going.
Yep.
For them, they had to go up against Apollo and Viper. Apollo, again makes another appearance.
Yeah, it was because in total he did 3 appearances in this.
3
He was in
appearances.
The Edge, the Wall, and obviously Crash Course.
Yeah. Lucky him.
Viper again, I think he did a good job.
He did a good job, like shutting down.
Yeah.
Like
it was Mus,
initially, I think it was Mus. Yeah.
Yeah, shut down Mus. And so Gymnastics Joe, he was the one who actually managed to get round.
Yes.
But by the time we got to the end of Crash Course, we missed it kind of a bit because Mus was very close to the finish line, so there must have been a kind of a little cut in the action in the video editing room because he still had a few seconds left, even though he got across the finish line.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as tight as the ladies.
No. But obviously they both got across the line. That's 15 points overall, 10 to Joe and 5 to Mus.
Which left the scores at?
This is very interesting now.
Yep.
Joe, 34.
Yep.
Mus, 22.
Big gap.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Which leads us on to the next event. Duel. And this is our final event.
The final event of the season. Everything to play for. This was the opportunity to get on top.
I know. And this could have been sort of like a really decisive game. You know, and
this could have been the
and a really good one to finish on. And I said it a little bit earlier, I'm amazed they didn't have Bionic on this.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, because Bionic... There was a lot of discussion back in the old days, I don't know if you remember, how the Gladiators got chosen to do their events. They themselves didn't know who they were being... the events they were being drawn against till literally the last minute. They used to get like bits of paper stuck under the hotel room doors and stuff saying, you're doing this, you're doing... I don't know how they're doing that in the new Gladiators, but you kind of think you're going to bring the big guns out. They did kind of, because we had obviously Phantom in there. But let's start off with the ladies.
So for the ladies, Amanda against Sabre.
Yeah, now that is an interesting one, and it really was a battle, wasn't it? You know, Sabre gave it all, and Amanda gave. Oh, she was getting slam dunked, wasn't she? Bam, 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 bam.
Yes.
But of course,
she got knocked off.
Yeah. Well, no, she didn't get knocked off, did she?
It was Anita that lost her.
Yeah, no, but Amanda
bent down
and put her pugil stick for too long onto the podium.
Yes. So she survived the time.
But
was disqualified
because she'd used all hands down on the podium, which meant Sabre could then show off and say, "That means I won,
which
and
means
now I'm undefeated."
Woohoo! This is my event, yay!
She survives the series undefeated.
And then obviously Anila was against Dynamite.
Yeah, Dynamite really boom into the room. She really packs a punch, and obviously. She certainly did. I mean, it's amazing. She was 21.
Yep.
21 years old, and she really smashes.
Obviously, hit Anila on the arm. Drop your pugil stick.
Lost one hand grip, and then the other.
That's it. That's it. You're out.
You're out.
You've lost.
So, ladies, nil point.
Nil point.
Which brings us on. To the final scores before the eliminator.
For the ladies, were 21 to Amanda and 24 to Anila.
Yeah, so that was a
1.5 second lead to Anila.
Second lead to Anila. Yes, exactly. Going into the eliminator.
So on to the
men. So Gymnastics Joe is up there.
Joe was against Phantom Horselegs himself.
This is what I was going to say. You think they'd bring out the big guns, and I'd expect Bionic to be there, but let's face it, Phantom.
is big.
And he kind of reminds me a little bit of the old Gladiators when he's up there and when he's look, boom, he's in there. Oh yeah, I love that bit. 3, 2, 1, smack. And I mean 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It was 2 seconds for gymnastics.
That is very much his weak.
Yeah.
His weakness is dual.
To be honest, I don't actually think it's so much the Gladiators that defeat him. He kind of defeats himself. Because he was one time he was really low and then it misses his foot.
Yeah, he kind of
spins round and bless you, Joe. We love you, man.
You're amazing.
You need to. I think if you had the chance, you need to get up on that podium and have a bit more of a practice. Yeah. It's the adrenaline probably.
Yeah.
Let's face it. You're facing what 6'6" of horse legs in front of you. It's like, and you're going, oh man, your adrenaline is so fired up. That's what causes you to make mistakes.
And then, finally...
Oh yes, we had Mus.
Against the Hammer.
Hammer!
There we go.
Yes.
Unfortunately for Mus, he did his best.
He did his best, but again, hammered, and Mus stepped to keep his balance and stepped on the Hammer's podium.
So at the end of Event 5, the scores have obviously not changed at all across the board.
For the men, it was a nil point.
So, Joe, 34 against Mus's 22.
Which gave him, a 6-second lead?
A 6-second lead to Joe.
We got 1.5 for the ladies, 6 seconds for the men. Wow. Which leads us to...
The Eliminator!
So here we are at the Eliminator 2025 Grand Final.
This is it.
At this point,
is for being Grand Champion.
At this point, literally, we're all going mad. Yeah. It's like everybody has been clapping.
We're all mad.
Standing up and sitting down, standing up, sitting down.
You might be off the camera if you stand up now.
I know, but it was
We're reliving the events.
Oh, we were, and it was just so... Ooh, this is what I mean, this is the best show going.
It is.
For all ages, So anyway, ladies up first. 1.5 second lead
to Anila.
Mm-hmm.
So,
whoa.
Interesting. In previous episodes, we did kind of theorise that Amanda did have the upper hand here. Yes. Obviously, she's had the experience. She has obviously made her way to the final by winning on the Eliminator. Anila was very much on the back foot, and it was useful for her to have the time advantage. Yep. However, it wasn't enough.
No, it wasn't enough. In fact,
it was not enough.
Literally, when it came to the rope climb,
that was
the decisive
bit.
That
was the decisive bit.
And then as soon as Amanda got up on the rope climb, and then she got the overhead bars, which she literally mullered straight away. Then she got her lead. Mm-hmm. There was no stopping her. And she was through there and through the paper bursts.
Yes.
Yay!
Not only the grand champion, but she set a new record.
Eliminator record.
For the ladies.
Yes, well done.
1 minute 18 seconds. Well done to
and the crowd
Amanda.
Go wild.
Yay!
Yes. That was heart-stopping stuff. Bless her. And she got this fantastic trophy.
The Big G.
The Big G.
It could be used as a murder weapon in Cluedo.
Yes. Mind you saying that, Anila got the small G, which could be used as a shuriken.
I was thinking that.
For those kind of ninja moments.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did fantastic. Well done, ladies. And on to the men. So here we go.
So this was it. Oh. Very interesting.
Now this.
So.
Come on.
Okay. The record holder was Mus.
Yes.
He had the fastest record.
I had said this because this was the thing. I said we can't call this because Mus is so fast.
Joe needed to beat not only Mus, he needed to beat Mus's record.
Joe needed,
which was under a minute.
Joe, bless him, needed a rocket.
Thankfully,
up his A game.
Thankfully, Joe did have the 6-second advantage, which was key here. It was so key.
And that's the whole point of these games, and how you perform in the games. You must perform in the games. If we hadn't got that 6 seconds, I reckon the outcome would have certainly been different.
The other way, yeah. I really do think
two amazing contenders. So anyway, he got his 6 second start, and he was off like a jackrabbit. I mean, literally, first hurdle, I don't think his legs or anything touched it. He just was over. But
that's Super Mario over that thing.
Straight up the rope, and again mullered the overhand bars. Slight There was a slight little stumble on the unhooking of the trapeze swing, and I think that's where Muss just made up a vital little moment. And it hit the cargo net, but Muss had a longer reach.
So
and it was like, they literally got to the top, and Gymnastics Joe was still running to the zip wire when Muss was getting onto it. It literally made up that 6 seconds so fast.
Yeah.
I know, it was like, you cannot make a mistake.
You've got to get the travelator in one.
And he shot off the end of the zip wire, didn't he?
Yeah.
And got onto that beam, and it's like, you got to do this. Thankfully, it's kind of, you think he's a gymnastics guy.
Yeah.
You're a gymnastics guy.
Yeah.
If anything in that, you're going to do the beam.
The beam is going to be fine.
You know, you're going to, that's like one thing you probably don't even think about. Cross that beam, and it's like, and his feet literally touched the ground, and there was no take a deep breath.
Yeah, there was no breaths.
It was like boom, and literally grabbed that pad at the top.
Yes.
And through, and he beat the record.
He did.
He did.
He did by, I think it was about 2 seconds. So the new
not
record for Joe. Also being the grand final, woohoo, was 55 seconds.
Oh man,
he did the eliminator in 55 seconds, under a minute.
I think that our neighbours must have thought, what the hell's going on next door? Because we were like cheering like crazy.
That was mad. That was a fantastic run. A fantastic run from Joe there.
And I kind of got touched because Bradley, you know, when Joe was saying, oh, you know, I've done this for, you know, it's Christine, isn't it? Yeah. You know, his mum was his grandmother, looked after him. You just, again, if you rewatch it and you look at Brad's
the other episodes as well.
Yeah, Brad gets kind of like choked up, doesn't he? You know, bless him. Yeah, because there's a lot of emotion in this show, and it's real. That's the thing. Wow, what a final!
It was spectacular.
It was
spectacular. It was a great round off for Series 2.
Everybody performed brilliantly. The contestants were contenders were brilliant, and the Gladiators, you know, again, I can't knock them.
I really am.
Even who gets agitated by vibrations. I just remembered that.
I am so looking forward to season 3.
Oh,
they very openly said we'll see you next year. So it is confirmed.
They're already looking for contenders, and
it's great. This show is in a fantastic position.
Maybe we'll get a chance at some tickets to go to one of them.
We need to be on it. We need to be on it. We need to search for them.
That's the trouble with us. We're so busy doing so many different projects. Okay. It's like crazy. Anyway, thank you very much for dropping by, watching our grand final episode of Gladiators 2025.
It's been absolutely spectacular.
Don't worry, you can still catch up with more Zak and Buzz reviews, because
we've got plenty on the way. We are just about to start our our voyage into the world of Doctor Who right now.
Woo!
For better or worse, we shall see.
Yep.
So, in the meantime, please like and subscribe to this channel, and we will see you
in the next one.